Hello and welcome. How are you today? Today we are talking about how to not get the flu. Sound good? So specifically, we're talking about being proactive and prevention minded, okay, for your health, with your health, versus reactive and corrective minded. So here's how to not get the flu. Here we go. So welcome, Aubrey Eicher here, holistic personal trainer. I am in the Richmond Wellness Studio. It's very nice to have you. Today we're talking about how to not get the flu. How many people around you have had it recently? Have you experienced it? So I have 4 tips today, 4 key tips. I keep it really simple, just good places to start to help you to boost your immune system in a very preventative way versus a corrective way on the back end. With having to repair your immune system and repair your body afterwards. So we're going to do this on the front end, preventative versus corrective. So proactive versus reactive. Number 1 is minimize stress and maximize well-being. What do you mean by that? Well, I want to ask a few questions here. Number 1, what is the quality of your thoughts? These 6 inches right here. What goes on in your brain on a daily basis that fuels your emotional reaction to life? Okay, how do you feel? Are you thinking good thoughts like, yes, I am happy, it's a good day, the sun is shining, not to be Pollyanna, but like, are you a generally happy person? Are you thinking peaceful, good things? Or are you going through a depressive time? Are you anxious a lot? Are you very stressed? Okay, what is the quality of your thought life, of your mental state and your emotional state? This is very important to create an environment of health that comes from the inside out, okay? And those emotions also, my second question within this would be, what are the emotions that are floating or firing around your home? What's your home environment like? Is it peaceful? Is it restorative? Is it loving? Or is it filled with strife or tiredness, fatigue? What is the quality of your home environment? Okay, what is the energy that is based in your home? I like to call my home an oasis. Brian and I, we call it our oasis, and our living area is the cove. It's this really cozy little area where, you can curl up, read a book, play a video game, whatever, but very cozy. And oasis, I started using that word for my domain, for my apartments and my homes about 2 years ago, because it truly became my oasis, my place of relaxation and rejuvenation, a place where I can, I'm specific about who I invite into it. I'm very protective over the energy because I need to rejuvenate at the end of crazy busy days, at the end of crazy busy weeks. I have to be very mindful of my energy so that I can keep giving out. And I would recommend you to be the same way. Number 3 under this would be, how do you feel about your work and everything else in your life? Okay. Kind of going back to the questions of like, are you happy with it? Are you satisfied? Do you feel fulfilled? Or are there some things that kind of need to be changed? Maybe it's the mindset that you're showing up to it with, or maybe it's the variables themselves. If you're not fulfilled with your work, maybe you have to look into something else. So number 1 is minimize stress, okay, and maximize well-being. Number 2 is exercise. Rah. So this doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be intense. It just needs to be you moving for 30 minutes 3 times a week to start with. And what I like to say is find something that you like, and that might take trying a bunch of different things, okay? Start with something. Maybe walk, run, skip, okay? Go lift weights, go take a class, go take a dance class maybe that you've been thinking about or talking about for years and haven't just gone in and tried it. You might find that you really like it. There's just that one thing, it's a different thing, something I'm not used to, something new, and that one thing is holding you back from maybe immense pleasure of moving your body and it is very, very helpful for alleviating stress and also all of the physiological body responses that happen whenever you move your body. So I'm not going to get into all of those today, but number 2 is exercise. Number 3, I would like to address your nutrition. Okay, so we know this. If you eat healthy foods, you'll be healthier. Okay, what does that mean? I like to use a general rule of thumb is to eat natural foods in the sense, I'm not talking about the potato chips at the store that say natural on the package. Okay, that's not natural. Natural is not actually a word that is currently regulated by the FDA, side note. I mean not processed. How back to nature can you get with your food? Okay, and further, when I say, not processed, it really kind of translates also into cooking at home more often or eating at home more often versus dining out. Restaurants, like a lot of the popular restaurants, big restaurants, they're using ingredients that, they're filled with preservatives because they have to ship them from here to there and everywhere else, and they're frozen and yada, yada, and it's not fresh. And how do we know what the nutritional content of it actually is? The nutrients, how alive are the nutrients still? Okay. How can you get away from that? And also restaurants use a high amount of salt typically. Part of the reason why it tastes good, but however, they use that in their foods. And so, and when I say, eat at home more, I corrected myself between like cooking at home more and eating at home more, because, if you have to do the leftovers thing, like if you cook a whole bunch of food on Sunday night and then maybe like on Wednesday night, you get a little bit extra time to cook the rest of the week's food and you got to eat leftovers, that's fine. See if you can you take leftovers in for lunch? Okay. Another thing here is especially eat more fruits and vegetables. Most of us don't eat enough. I know we've all heard about it. Find the ones that you enjoy. Explore. Look at, hey, what's in season? What's out right now that I can get that is, that I can try and maybe I'll like it. So number 3 is nutrition. Number 4 is sleep. Okay, I know. I had a video about this recently. Sleep. Get the sleep that you need. This is all the farther that I'm going to go with this one. Get the sleep that you need. For some people, that's 6 hours, and you know it. And if I get more, I'm drowsy. If I get less, I'm dragging. Great. 6 hours is your landmark. Make sure that you don't cut into that, okay? Carve that time out for you, for your health, for your wellness, for your well-being, for your immune system, and for getting, the flu far away from you, okay? Now, if you know that you need 7.5 hours of sleep, don't opt for 6 every night. Keep it real to you. You probably have a general idea of how much sleep that you really do need, and if you're cutting into it or not on a regular basis. So be good to you. Get the sleep. Make yourself get in bed, okay? Put the phone aside, put the technology away. Don't leave the TV on. It's not helping. Meditate or something and relax and go to sleep and get the sleep that you need. If you have multiple areas in your life that, I'm telling you these things, these 4 things, and you're like, oh, I need to improve on number 1, 2, 3, and 4, or I need to improve upon my exercise and my nutrition. I don't have either of those down, but man, I'm sleeping good. Whatever it is, if you have more than one, okay, what I want you to start with, if you have number 1 and you have more than one, okay, I really want you to focus on minimizing the stress in your life and maximizing your well-being, and specifically getting in here between the 6 inches between your ears. I was touching temples, between your ears, okay? And getting all of this right, because honestly, if you work on this, all of the other habits likely will follow. If not, become very, very easier. Okay, very much so easier. All right, so yeah, that was my term for number 1. Mindset and minimizing stress and maximizing well-being is like the gateway drug to your immune system, okay? So exercising, nutrition, and sleep, it's like the gateway drug to those. So just test it out. Give it a shot. If you've never explored that, or even if you have, revisit it, okay? It's super important. So those are 4 ways to naturally strengthen your immune system. We've got number 1, Minimize your stress, maximize your well-being. Number 2, exercise. Number 3, nutrition. Get good nutrition, eat real food. Number 4, sleep the amount of sleep that you know that you need. All right? Start with number 1 if you don't have a place to start. All right? I have a little story here that it comes up often, and I'm coming up on a 1-year anniversary of it, so I'm kind of thinking about it, and it's a really good reminder to me and to a lot of people that I tell the story of, and many of you have heard this, okay? You've followed me, you followed like my stories, and you followed my experiences and all that kind of stuff, and I use all of this stuff because it's like, God, this is my life, and I want to share at least the lessons and the things that it has taught me, because a lot of them are painful, and I'm like, I'm going to use the crap out of this stuff, because why not? Why not? There's got to be some reason why it all happened, so I'm going to use it for good. And so if you ever think, oh God, why? How is she so positive? It's because I decided that all of these bad things that came my way, that I was basically going to use them for good. Okay, and no, it's not easy, and yes, I have hard days, and yes, my friends hear me rant and complain, but I'm not going to do that here on video with you guys. But yes, I get frustrated, and I just had a little rant with one of my friends on the phone a little bit ago, like, rah! I'm human just like you. Anyway, so about a year ago, I was driving on the highway, and I was coming back from my parents' house. They live in North Carolina. I was coming up I-85 north and minding my own business. I'm listening to an audiobook. It was something about productivity and time management. And I'm cruising along. I'm so excited because it's Sunday night. I'm about an hour from home, and I'm, tired, and I have work in the morning. So yay, I'm almost home. Okay, you got the feels. And I'm cruising along. I've got cruise control. I'm like 4 miles above the speed limit, which to me I think is reasonable. And all of a sudden I see in the middle of the road something laying across it. And, the next nanosecond I realize it's a tree. And of course my first thought is, what is that? That's not right. And then second thought, this is all within the course of like 5 seconds, if that. My second thought was, no. As I punch the brake and brace myself, and the airbag goes off in my face, and my car goes through the tree goes through the car, and I spin out. I was in the left-hand lane. I spin out all the way into the right-hand shoulder. Okay, so whoa. 1, I've never experienced anything like that. 2, I was like, as soon as I stopped spinning, now nobody was right behind me. This is the cool thing. Nobody was right behind me. That's kind of the way that I prefer to drive. They were about half a mile back. So I had about 30 seconds, if you will, if you're doing the math, between when I hit it and when the next car was going to be coming through, which I didn't calculate that at the moment yet. I was just like, whoa, the car stopped spinning, and I'm in one piece, and the glass isn't broken in my face, and I'm not bleeding, and I feel okay. I'm all right. Okay. My audiobook is still playing. And can you hold that thought, please? Unplug it, take my phone out of the little holder, that had my GPS on it, and get out, get behind the car, call 911, etc. Next car comes through. It doesn't see the tree either. At the end of the day, 6 cars, including mine, total came through the tree, and not one person was injured, but we had a lot of car wreckage, that's for sure. Eventually the traffic stopped on 85 and everything, and all the wreckers, everybody came out, and we cleaned up, and everybody was checked over, yada yada. The end. No, not the end, because I really, it's things like that you have to say, like, why? It's comical, because it's like, God, like, I mean, it wouldn't be comical if you got hurt, no, but like, wow, like, all of this just happened and not a person got hurt. Okay, what is going on here? So I like to ask those questions and say, like, is there a message that I should be getting here? And what my biggest thing is, my God, that could have been my time. That absolutely could have been my time. That tree came up further and, wrecked my car some more. That could have been it, but it wasn't. And I'm quite thankful for that. And I said, well, you know what? I'm still here. I'm going to maximize it. So that is my message here, is if I can give you one takeaway, one like real heartfelt message takeaway, is look, we get one vehicle as a body, okay? We get one thing to work with here. This is our vehicle for experiencing life. Don't you want to experience life to the fullest? Like to have the best experience on this earth that you can over the course of years that you're here. And we don't know how many years that there are that we have. So while you have the breath in your lungs and your heart beating, the blood going through you, if I could make a suggestion, just to in the least think about choosing to care for your body in a way that allows you to have the best life experience here possible, okay? Because it will make everything so much better. And the cool thing about this at the end of the day is that you really do get to choose. I mean, you can choose healthy stuff or you can choose unhealthy stuff. It's cool. I love you still. Everybody else will too. We might, some people might have ideas on how you should live your life. I am of the camp that says, like, please, I just want you to be happy. So if these things over here make you happy, if they really do, if you can really say in your heart, like, yes, I'm happy when I X, Y, Z, and it's not maybe the healthiest thing, I'm not going to judge you for that. And I think that a lot of people wouldn't either. But, if you say, man, I really would like to have, healthier life. Tune in next week, okay? So, good friend of mine, Lisa Hazelgrove, and I are going to be recording a video on, here's the title that we've got so far. I want to get healthy, but ... So, if you want to get healthy, but something is holding you back, whatever it is, we're going to cover a couple of them. So, if you have any thoughts or suggestions or questions or anything like that, we'd love to hear it. We can definitely include it in our message. I would love to make this into a very interactive experience. If you'd like to get healthy, but something is holding you back, I want to hear from you, okay? Share this message with a friend if it resonates with you, if you think that it would resonate with them and help them in some way. And don't get the flu this year. Take good care of yourself. And I will look forward to talking with you soon. Bye.